Once again, YouTube.
What is up, y'all? We are back with part 2 and all of the negatives.
This is gonna be a good one right here.
Yes, the negatives that we have experienced through being a Jehovah's Witness.
So let's dive into it. And we have a new part of the family.
Friends.
Say what's up to Bosco. I found him outside. And I want a bigger snake, but we could start with this little itty bitty one for
He's
now.
so tiny.
He's pretty cool.
My sister hates snakes.
My aunt does too.
Like I sent her a picture of the snake as soon as he got it outside, and she was like, "I'm never coming over again."
And people so scared. Like, look at this snake.
It's like a worm. It's so tiny.
Like, no, I'm scared of it. Just like, bruh. For one, our ancestors had snakes. It was on Egyptian heads and everything. Cobras and all that.
What about that?
Yeah.
They be training snakes, like dancing.
For real. So it's like something like this. He can't eat me. I'm stronger than him. I could squish him in my hand if I wanted to. And he doesn't bite. Like, his head is...
He does not bite. It's so tiny.
Like, he won't bite me. But anyways, to the video. Alright, so starting off, one of the negative effects of being a Jehovah's Witness, they don't admit to this, but they are very, very judgmental.
Shoo.
It is the I'm better. I remember seeing a meme one time. Mm-hmm. It was like with the man doing like this, like the cartoon. It was like, yes, I'm a Jehovah's Witness.
Right.
No, I'm not going to argue with you because I will win. And it was funny, but that's really how they feel. Like, it don't matter what you say, I'm right and you wrong.
Yeah.
And you go through life not being able to learn things because everything I know is already right.
And they're truly not even open to new information if it's not coming from the headquarters.
From the governing body.
Okay? They're not open to it. Like, you literally get taught during the meetings and things. Like, if somebody is trying to tell you da-da-da-da-da, just,
Wait for the branch.
Yeah, and they basically say to reorient the conversation or redirect the conversation back to what it is you're talking about, or if the other person is adamant, to just leave.
That's it.
Yeah.
You don't need to learn nothing from nobody that's not a Jehovah's Witness, especially an elder or a CEO.
Yeah, especially when it comes to different religions. They're no.
It's all evil.
Yeah, so they are very judgmental. Even the belief of they're the only ones that are going to make it to paradise. So we have to go and save everybody, or else they're not going to make it to paradise because they don't have Jehovah, Yeah. And most of them have never researched any other religion.
At all. You know what else I just thought of on this topic? When you leave this organization and you realize it's a cult, you are very afraid of worldly people. A lot of people, when they first wake up, they go, these people ain't I met some genuine people out here.
Kidding.
You've been told that these people are devil worshiping, demonic, evil people that's gonna try to hurt you.
Yeah.
Which it is people like that in the world, but it's also people like that at the Kingdom Hall.
Yeah.
And you were given an illusion that it's safe over here, dangerous out there.
Yes. But
you can come across people that are more loving than your so-called brothers and sisters.
And they always talk about teetering the fence. So you either have to be on one side of the fence, which is serving Jehovah, or the other side of the fence, which is, to them, anything outside of serving Jehovah equals serving the devil.
That's it.
Even if you're teetering, so to speak. So if you have worldly friends, you're part of Satan's world. They're really like that. It's insane.
It is. Ready for the next negative.
Yeah.
Alright, so another negative that comes that a lot of people, this is one of the worst ones, I feel like.
I think so too.
It's the isolation that comes with leaving this, and also the loss of your whole community that you just had.
Yes. And we did the opposite of this, is conquering that isolation. But whenever you're in the midst of the isolation, it's terrible. You know what I mean? You're lonely. You feel like you're alone against all the people that you have always known, and you felt like they knew you the best. And so it's just difficult for a lot of people. People lose their entire families.
They do.
Their whole support system.
It's not even fair. Like you said, your whole support system that you've always had or had for a long time, that you felt like this is it. Yeah. This is
these are my people.
Yeah, this is my grand finale of people that I know that I'm gonna have these people all the way through the new system and all that. Yeah. I was watching, if y'all haven't seen it, Angie Martinez interviewed Ja Rule, And we might do a reaction video to that. You think?
Oh, that would be a great idea.
Yeah, stay tuned for that.
We're gonna
but
do a reaction video.
she asked him what was it like growing up as a Jehovah's Witness. He said terrible. And like some of the points he made, like his mom being in this fellowship and the treatment of that. And he said as growing up a witness, he could be in a room full of people and still feel alone.
Yeah.
And even people to this day, like he could be around, because that's some stuff to stick with you, just not feeling like you belong. Even around regular people, he would just feel alone, like he had been through something that's so abnormal. And that's the isolation you live with. And even having these conversations with people that have never been Jehovah's Witness, they just don't they don't get it,
grasp it. Like they're like, oh yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard of Jehovah's Witnesses before, but it's such a thing that happens over time that like the conditioning happens over time. So like nobody will truly understand it unless they themselves have been through it. Like you can point out all of the negatives and they're like, what? Like that's crazy. But like unless you have experienced the fear mongering, the isolation within the organization, all the things that they bring out while you're living it, then you can't fully understand.
No, so that isolation, that's something serious that everybody pretty much had to go through leaving.
Yeah, and people don't understand why like XJWs sometimes want to be friends with other XJWs. It's simply because of the basis of understanding. Like everybody seeks out to be understood, and if you're always living in a way where you feel like you're misunderstood, it's nice to be around other people who just, they get it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who are empathetic, or I think it's sympathetic, whatever, to what you may have been through, but unless they have been through it as well, they don't quite know how deep it is.
That connection is not there.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Another one that we can all relate to, and everybody doesn't make it out of this. Some people hold on to this forever. That's the anger and the resentment you have for this organization. And it's depending on your situation, for one, because everybody's different. Yeah. And then the healing process of it. Yeah. The anger of being bamboozled, or the way that you may have gone out. You may have got this fellowship and didn't deserve it, or everybody just shuns you and treats you like the crazy person. Yes. And you look at, especially if you wake up once you are in your 60s or up in age, you have so much resentment because you wasted your whole life.
Yeah. A lot of people feel that way, and that's a hard thing to get over. And I don't think that you ever, I don't know if you ever fully get over it. You know what I mean?
Maybe cope with it at the most.
I think that you cope with it, but it's important not to let it overtake you, because it's very easy for those kinds of feelings to like overtake you, especially in the beginning stages. Like in the beginning, you're very in the beginning you're angry, and especially when you're going through like that transition phase, like say even if you were PMO and then you leave, you know what I mean? That transition phase is like, it's terrible, because you're setting your boundaries that you have never had with anybody before, and you're telling people like, listen, I'm not talking to you about this because you're not going to understand where I'm coming from. If you don't want to have a relationship with me, then so be it. You won't have a relationship with me, like, period. But that right there is so frustrating, because they have never gone through the same thinking patterns that you have gone through. So you feel like it's undeserving, like the kind of treatment that you may be getting. But at the same time, it's just a part of the cult, and the cult tactics. And I think once you recognize that it's a tactic and they have control over people, and that's why they act this way, it makes it a little easier to digest.
It's not as personal, and like you were saying,
don't take it personal.
It's not personal. It's not, and that's once you understand that this is not personal. You're not justifying it, but you're looking at it. It is what it is. Like it's nothing you could do about this. And a lot of the anger comes with, it's like, imagine that you can see a man standing right here waving a knife, and you in a room full of people, and you're like, yo, this dude is here, and you know for a fact, and everybody else is like, I don't see it, and you get frustrated, like, listen, we about to get hurt, we gotta go. No, what's the matter?
Right.
And that's you talking to these Jehovah's Witnesses, yo, this is a cult. No, this is Jehovah. Have you been reading it's not about no apostate material.
And they immediately go to the apostate material, and it's like, look at the signs. Like,
I'm not. Oh no, I we shouldn't be looking at, like, just I promise you, if you just look at it for 30 minutes, it's gonna make sense. No, that's the devil, and that's where the anger comes from. But once you got to put yourself in the mind of a brainwashed Jehovah's Witness, because we were all brainwashed Jehovah's Witnesses at some point.
Yeah.
And I can account for many people that were so-called apostates before me. Mm-hmm. These people was trying to warn us, and how did we react? They were crazy. We didn't listen to them. We didn't look at the information. So now it's kind of like a deja vu. We kind of reaping what we put out there for other people. Now we are the ones that's going, look at this right here, and other people think we're crazy, but it's not personal. The organization, like you said, was designed this way.
Yes.
So it's nothing against us. They in the trance.
Yes, exactly. And that's definitely one of the big negatives. But I think being able to get over that and adjust your thinking about it, and that's why we always say, like, we are not a channel of trying to wake up Jehovah's Witnesses.
No,
like, that
far from it.
Yeah, that's just not us. We are a channel of offering support to the PMOs and offering support to people who have already started questioning things, and we're just here to be like, listen, we questioned those same things and did this kind of research. That's what we're here for, okay? But adjusting your thinking in that way to being like, everybody has their own path, everybody has their own journey, and if it is that these people that you love so much never wake up, then that is their path and their journey.
That's the purpose in life.
Yeah, so seek out a belief that's going to make you happy with just living in the present moment and living for the now. Like, our beliefs gives us peace in the sense of, okay, even if they don't wake up, or if they never wake up in this lifetime, like, maybe it'll happen in a different lifetime. Those are our beliefs. That's what helps give me peace, you know? And if yours is, oh, we're only gonna live this one life, so I might as well live it to the fullest, then that is you're allowed to do that. Like, that's the freedom that you get to have of making this life whatever it is that you want to make it.
Yeah, because the thing with us and what we believe, our beliefs are so far.
Yeah.
Our beliefs ain't this is what it is, that's it, done deal.
Right.
We only know what we know to this point.
Yes.
But tomorrow I might learn some even better things.
Yes.
Because it's okay to not know. And that's, in this organization,
it's okay to not know.
Yeah.
Let's emphasize that.
It's
It is okay to not know.
Yep. And if I don't know and you don't know, neither one of us should jump to conclusions.
Okay? Because the truth is, a lot of us don't know what's going to happen until we actually pass away.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? And we may forget everything and be living a whole different life, and we still don't know. You know what I mean? So, like, just roll with
enjoy
the punches.
freedom.
Yeah, enjoy.
Another thought I was going to throw in when you had mentioned, like, we don't make content for Jehovah's Witnesses. That's other pages, they may make things to try to get people to question the organization, but that's not our thing. We are kind of like flight attendants, right? Now, flight attendant is there to help people on the plane. Now, if you have no intentions on flying, or if you're scared of airplanes, the flight attendant has nothing to do with you.
Okay.
You're not getting in touch with a flight attendant. You're not in the vicinity of one.
Yeah.
And that's us. We are here for people who got on the plane and like, all right, we're trying to get to so-and-so.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's come in. Let's get everything in order.
Yeah.
We're going to show you how to safely get there. And if anything happens, this will prepare you for ABC.
Yes,
that's
I love
it.
that.
But other than that, if you're not on the plane and you don't want to get on the plane, don't watch Awakened Truths.
Okay.
You don't have to comment. You don't, and this is not to get too sidetracked. What I don't understand about the Jehovah's Witnesses that come and watch our videos, if you don't like something, don't watch it.
I do not watch things that I don't like. Like,
unless
if I'm watching something,
unless you like it.
I like it.
Yeah. So, and just think of this. I don't want to see a dude modeling in Speedos. So I'm not about to go to this dude's page and watch all his Speedo videos and comment and tell him how much I hate these Speedos.
Yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't make sense.
Mental illness.
Yeah, but the answer is you obviously like the content because there are Jehovah's Witnesses under every single video. Soon as it dropped, we have a lot of trolls. I think it's crazy. But we also have the opposite to where, like, lately we've been getting messages like, even the comment the other day, like, you guys gave me the strength to, like, leave, you know? And that will overshadow
anything, any negative comments, you know, any of the Jehovah's Witnesses, if we can help like one person, like that literally overshadows everything. And we've helped multiple people, and that's so crazy just by talking, you know. That's
it, just sharing our experience or our ideas.
Yes, and letting people know like you're not the only people that have had this experience. And I just think that's so dope. Okay, we definitely got sidetracked, but it gave me chill.
Yeah, that's dope though, because like we said, we're not going to fish for Jehovah's Witnesses, but like you said, like the person that messaged us, that was a Jehovah's Witness that didn't feel right. Yeah. Something made that Jehovah's Witness jump on YouTube. Yeah. So that's where this information comes in handy for people that's like, something ain't right. Yeah. Let me look this up. Let me click on this. Yeah. That was for you. Yes. But
and we've had those experiences in other people, you know, that helped us along our journey, and it's just refreshing to like even have people have similar experiences with us. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's true. I think one of the more detrimental ones.
Oh, this one right here.
Yeah, this is a tough one right here. And it's stuck because you can get stuck in this thought process and can't get over this hurdle. You question your self-worth after leaving this organization. Yes.
And this is something that was happening since you were in the organization, is questioning your self-worth. So even more so whenever you leave and now you have lost these distractions, you've lost the community, you've lost a little bit of acceptance that you may have had, and now it's like, who am I? What am I doing right? Am I doing all of this wrong? You know, like you question yourself a lot.
You do. You feel like, I want to say a lot of witnesses have gone through this, or ex-witnesses. When you first leave, you have the question of, what if they was right? Yeah. What, am I doing the right thing? Because you've been told, you've been in this abusive relationship with somebody that told you ain't no good without me. Okay. You finally built the courage to leave, and now it's like, what if I really ain't nothing without them? Yeah. But what ends up happening, you have to figure out for yourself if they right or wrong, instead of just running back. Because there have been people we've seen that have so-called woke up and they go, I don't know if I'm good enough. What if they right? What if I'm wrong? Let me just go run back. Yeah. Before they even gave themselves a chance to find out for themselves who they are.
Yes. And what's sad about that is that you end up going and you still have all of these unanswered questions. Something still doesn't feel right inside of you. And instead of diving into that and going inside, you're like just getting fed other information that's telling you not to trust yourself, not to, you know, that you are lowly and you should not rely upon your own understanding.
Yeah, you stupid, you gullible, just do what we say. And then what happens, it doesn't patch over what you was already feeling. Now you're just burying it with a bunch of false hope to make you go, all right, maybe I'm just crazy then. Yeah. And you got to keep on distracting yourself from reality.
Yes, when in reality something still doesn't feel right to you, you know?
Yeah, so find out, and like we mentioned in the other video, it's not supposed to be a comfortable transition. That gives you the story to tell down the line. It has to be something difficult to where I was completely lost and then I found the peace. Yes. And that's what makes you enjoy the peace, because you had to go through something in order to attain it. Yes. It's no different from training for, you know, a gold trophy. If it was a cakewalk and they just handed it to you, all right, yeah, you got a gold trophy, but it's like, man, I had to wake up at 4 a.m. I had to go jog. Man, I threw up the first time I was running. Yeah. And I ran again the next day. And I did ABC and I was able to attain this. Yeah. That's your piece.
You know what? That's such a good point that you're bringing out, because like in order to get somewhere like that, you have to have tools, you know what I mean? To get there. And that's something that the Jehovah's Witnesses will teach too, but in, you know, in regards to their teachings. I remember whenever they came out with the teaching toolbox, and it was all the stuff on like jw.org, like, oh, keep this in your teaching toolbox.
Oh, for sure.
You need to give yourself a teaching toolbox. And how are you going to do that in order to increase your self-worth? Is by going out and learning as much information as you can. Because whenever you do that, now you have all the tools that you can use to describe why it is that you feel the way that you do, to truly defend your beliefs. And it's not just, oh, I feel this way because, no, I feel this way because here's this tool that I learned about, here's this tool that I learned about, and I have all of these combined together that led me to this answer and led me down this path.
It's that simple. And moving on kind of from our previous point, the fear still sticks with a lot of people once they leave this organization, to where you don't even realize, like, some people wake up and realize this is a cult, but then they worry about Armageddon. Like, all right, so they lied about most of this stuff, but what if some of the other stuff they said was true? What if the new system come? Am I going to be a part of it? Not even realize ain't no new system.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And if there is, it is what it is. Like, what are you going to do in this life to make up for it? You know, like, all you can do is be the best person that it is that you can be. You know, like, why are you going to spend all your days in fear about an Armageddon coming? Because the same thing's going to happen. Like, how much can you really prepare for it? You know what I mean? If something like that were to happen. There's
nothing you could do. Think of it like this, like, all right, you got this school and this is the greatest teacher ever that you heard about. And this teacher is very lenient. This teacher isn't trying to fail you. The teacher wants you to pass.
Yeah.
And an exam comes and the teacher hasn't come in to teach you anything. Only thing there was, somebody said the teacher gave this outline for us. But the teacher didn't give it to me. Somebody else gave it to me. And somebody else gave it to them. And somebody else gave it to them. And this is for the exam. And you fail.
Yeah.
How could the teacher be upset with you when the teacher never actually came in here to explain everything to you for you to pass this exam in the first place?
Yeah.
And that's how you have to look at religion in a nutshell. All right, if this God exists and didn't come and give you the specific details and then punish you for not following this when he didn't even give you the proof that he was there to even make this a thing in the first place. Right. That's not a father.
Yes, and that's definitely not loving, which is what people's argument always is. It's like, oh, it's a loving God. No, it's going to be clear, you know what I mean, on what path it is that you're supposed to be taking. And if there's all of this room for making up your own ideas, then is it really clear?
No, it's not fair.
No, it's not clear and it's not fair. So if you realize, like, all of these emotions that we have talked about in this video, like the self-isolation and the low self-worth and the anger and resentment and fear, all of those are very low vibrational emotions to be in. And that is what leads you to being stagnant. So when it comes to being stagnant whenever you leave, it's like, how are you going to be able to get out of that? You know, it's very easy to just get stuck in that, because if you get stuck in the constant cycle of, oh, like, this is what I'm scared of, oh, I'm angry about this, I resent this, you know, allow yourself to feel the emotion and then do something about it. Yeah,
it's all right we all are born with emotions, and I've been reading Emotional Intelligence 2.0, and it talks about, that's a good read. So you have your self-awareness, so that's like your emotions and realizing what you feel, and then your self-management is like, all right, what am I doing with these emotions?
Right.
I'm paranoid. Identify that emotion, because your emotions, they travel through your spine, hit the back of your brain, the middle, and then the front. This globe here is where your logic is. So the emotions hit, and then the logic is later. So you learn to let the logic kick in a lot quicker when you feel your emotions. So that's just your social and your self, and then self-management. Then comes your social awareness, being able to read the people around you, and then relationship management, being able to, all right, so I'm able to see your emotions. Now let me learn how to deal with reading the room now. So when you feel these feelings, identify that, like you said, all right, I'm feeling like this. Why do I feel like this? Like, we always feel emotions, and then that's it. I'm sad. And then you just sit around sad all day like this, pouting. All right, what are you sad about? I don't, like, you ask somebody that when they in an emotion, it's like, I don't know. All right, well, let's dig deep. What are you paranoid about? I'm paranoid because the organization always told me I'm nothing without them. All right, let's keep going. Are you something without them? Well, I think so. All right, well, you think so. Well, what does this organization get by telling you that?
Right.
Well, they get another member that gets to recruit more members. So it sounds like they benefit from telling you that. So how do you feel with them telling you that, with them benefiting and you not? Well, I feel, and it brings it back to paranoid. So when you feel these emotions, dive deep into them.
This is so funny because he's been doing this with me lately. Okay, I started like a new job and I had to go to like a new place, and I was just scared. Like I was so anxious. Like my stomach, I was having butterflies. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Like I'm scared. He's like, what are you scared about? Like what are you anxious about? I'm like, I don't know. The unknown. Like that's what I'm anxious about. He's like, well, why are you like thinking of like the worst case scenario? Why not think of the best? And I seriously ended up, he saged me before I left, and I ended up having like the easiest night of my nursing career. I had 4 patients. Yep. It was so easy. And I told him, and he's like, see, you were scared for nothing. I'm like, I was.
Yeah, because this right here is like the manufacturing goes on up here with our reality, and we think of the worst, like we just trained their way, like what if the worst thing ever happened? And it's like that.
Like, what if I have the most terrible night? What if one of my patients goes? That's what I was thinking.
That's how
I didn't want to say it, but that's how I was thinking.
And it's like what you just created in your mind is not reality outside. It's just what you're thinking up here.
Yeah.
But why don't you use that manufacturing up here to create the best? Like it don't cost you no money to create the best or worst case scenario in your mind. You might as well. Like Dame Dash said, dreams are free.
Okay.
You might as well dream big, dream the biggest dream you can think of, and make it that. Yeah. And you never know, you may create that into your reality. Mm-hmm. That's what you think and speak becomes reality. So if you are always feeling like, I ain't nothing, why everything bad gotta happen to me? Well, bad stuff gonna keep happening. But you have to be like Kanye. You gotta be crazy to other people. Yeah. I'm gonna be one of the biggest musicians in the world. who are you? It's funny, everybody
they're
else.
only gonna call me by Ye.
Yeah, they're not gonna call me Kanye West.
Mm-hmm.
And you ain't nobody. Okay, to you I sound crazy, but this I'm manufacturing this up here in my head to become my reality, and now boom, superstar. Okay. So if you have to want freedom, because we like to be the victims in our stories. Ooh. That's an uncomfortable thing to talk about, but we want everything to happen to us. We done had to be through more things than we had to go through. Yeah. Forget that, because at the end of the day, nobody cares in life. Everybody got their own issues, so you might as well make it to where you can be the winner. Yeah. All right, you've been through this call. Everything you're complaining about happened. May not be happening. Yeah. So what do we want to happen next? Yeah. Let's create the best case scenario. You have to want it for one, because if you keep saying, "Well, it ain't gonna happen," you don't want it then. Yeah. Well, I don't deserve. You don't deserve it. Well, fine. You don't want it if you're speaking that way. But if you truly want to win, you are gonna speak in a way to where, you know what? I'm tired of losing. Yeah. I deserve to win. I'm ready for some good to happen for myself. That comes from a person that wants change.
Yes.
And that's where it starts.
Babe, that is so true. And it, just like you said, like it's part of the healing journey. It's part of the healing journey too. Mm-hmm. Because whenever you're constantly victimizing yourself, you get to finally take control of your own story and say, no, like this is how things are going to go. I can go on this path. I have that open to me. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I'm allowed to win. I'm allowed to win. I deserve to win.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, that's some of the negatives that come with being a part of this organization. But you know what we do? We're going to always present you with some type of solution with it.
Okay.
Yeah, like we can't just leave y'all hanging like that. No. Y'all can also share some of the negatives that y'all been through, or something that y'all are working with, you know, dealing with. Yeah. Because there's a way, and in our healing journal, we talk about a lot of the after effects. Like, of course, the first chapter describes what it's like being a Jehovah's Witness, our personal story, and then the rest of it is, all right, what do we do from here?
Yes.
Like, who am I? What do I like to do? How do I move forward? What steps, small steps, can we take? Because we call it the brick a day method. Somebody asks you to build a brick wall, you're gonna be overwhelmed. But if somebody say, hey, can you lay this brick for me? You lay it down, they're like, all right, thanks. See you tomorrow. Yeah. The next day they come back with another brick. Every day you lay in one brick. It doesn't seem like a lot, but if 60 days go by, how many bricks did you just lay?
Exactly.
A year go by like that.
Yeah.
You got a wall this tall now.
Yeah.
That's how you have to do your goals. Don't take it as, I'm trying to get all the way to this point. All right, well, what's the first step?
Yes, because the time is going to pass regardless. So are you just going to go day by day and like self-pity and everything and just stay like that? That's what's going to lead you to being stagnant and not being able to move on. But if you try to seek to improve just one little thing a day, one little thing a week, like in a year, you're going to look totally different.
Yep, because time, look how your age went.
Oh my gosh,
feel like you was in high school at one point. Then you was grown. Now you got kids. Now you got grandkids. Like, the time goes that quick. So
yes,
do
it's
something
gonna go
with it.
regardless.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is that you have been through. Life goes on, and it's gonna keep going on. Okay. And we were just talking about this the other day, but like one person's best day ever in life can be another person's absolute worst day, their nightmare. And nobody knows, because we're all living our own lives, you know. So being able to overcome these things is going to just give you that superpower to keep going on.
Because you don't have a choice. Life is going to move on whether you move on or not. You can live in the past if you want, but the time keeps going.
Yep, that's facts.
It does. So let us know in the comments what y'all think. I know y'all got some opinions to drop. We got our TikTok at Awaken Truths LLC. And don't forget our Instagram. Y'all been hitting us up on there. That's at Awaken Truths IG. And lastly,
man, real quick, a shout out to you guys, because you guys really like come through. Like, you guys are always talking to us and stuff. It is a little hard to keep up with sometimes.
It is.
I love it, and we try to read as much as we can. Okay. We also have our healing journals that we talked about. We have the Pimo version and the regular version. It will be linked in our description box.
Yep.
We are going to be going to the Shun No More 2024. I finally got the name.
Yep.
Shun No More 2024 protest happening in DC on September 13th. And I think that's about it.
Yeah, that wraps it up.
Yep. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will catch y'all in the next one.
Peace.